Live streaming.
Nobody's responding to anything we're
Oh
saying.
shit! I just hit go live. Whoopsies! Now we're live. That was just a test. We're live.
Play some
We're live.
let's triumphant music.
Well, no. Then I might get demonetized. They might take it down. That's what you're here for. Use your trumpet voice.
Oh right, sorry. I'm watching the live stream and I got confused. Like I said, I'm having a middle-aged moment here, Jack. I'm sorry. I'm having a middle-aged moment.
Well, how's it sound? How's everything sound?
Bro, I gotta mute you. I gotta turn off. I thought this whole time. I'm sorry, folks. I'm getting distracted here. Um, all right, Jack, say something, buddy.
Hi.
Okay, cool. All I have to do is ignore what's happening on the on the screen. But I'm looking at the drawing. I'm looking at the drawing. Can everybody hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay?
I think so.
Cool. Make some noise in the chat if we got any gamers in the chat. Any any geeks or gamers. Cause I baked a cake for Jack, but unfortunately, the cake was a lie.
Oh my
If you
god.
know what I mean.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. There's someone at my door.
Okay.
Oh, it's the cops. They're here to arrest me for that joke.
Oh. Oh no.
If we had a soundboard, that would be a real. Is this supposed to be me?
Yeah.
It's perfect. See, folks, I was trying to tell Jack that I needed a little avatar on screen, and what Jack has so perfectly captured is the lack of a mustache that I have. Yes, our sweet boy is how old are you now?
28.
20. Say it
28.
like Jake the dog.
Huh?
Forget it.
What does that even mean?
Ooh, that looks so accurate. Making me look like some sort of like Markiplier level like
Oh no, you're right.
ripped Wasian.
Well, do you still wear glasses? Not a lot.
I was almost a ripped Wasian,
Could it be a myth?
but then I got soft.
What are people saying in the chat? Hey everyone, thanks for
Oh
coming.
yeah, you're not reading it. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot that you're not reading it. I have to read it for you. Okay, so Lucky Gunna says, Jack, you're 99. Happy bidet.
Thank you.
Coach John McQuark says, if this is the garbage commentary I have to listen to, I'm just about to unsub.
Oh
Came
no.
here for Jack's side, not your unwitty banter, bro. Listen, buddy, I'm sorry that you're not having a good time. And sincerely, I didn't mean to be off-putting. To be honest with you, I'm just so excited to be here, and I got a little overzealous maybe. But you know, I can tone it down absolutely. If anybody here wants me to tone it down, I'm no problem. I'm no shock jock, you know. But thanks for constructive criticism. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a good night, regardless of what you do. And then Jagged Josh says, when you go into the stall with the glory hole in that hand, that comes through in response to your delightful cartoon. But absolutely, I'm willing to change up the energy. And then you just like hear me like crying, like
Yeah, punching a
just...
wall. Stupid, stupid.
I would love a Zoloft.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone knows where I can acquire one, please.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna plop you in there. Yes, everyone, look at my email.
Email.
My email. Let's see, how do I... Can't you just add an image? Yes, you can. 1 second. Oh my god. Just, yeah, should have drawn you more vertically.
What do you mean? It's pretty accurate. I do have like a strainy neck. Like my neck does like strain when I talk and when I turn my head like a lot. It makes me look like I'm like hulking out for no reason.
Indeed. All right, there we go. We got it. It's beautiful. Look at that. Cancel Jack. What did I do?
It was probably my fault. I'm sorry.
Oh
My
God.
fault. I came out with the bad energy. I came out with the toxic energy. I bombed. It's nobody's fault but mine. It's nobody's fault but mine. Anchor Dropper asks, "Happy birthday, Jack.
Thank you.
I'm curious. Have you watched / know Adventure Bros? Because your art style reminds me heavily of that 70s action art style. Thanks for leaving a comment, Anchor Dropper. Have a great night."
I adore Venture Bros. I think it is probably the most underrated American animated adult series, and it definitely, it's weird because it's like it's definitely an influence, but it's less so the show itself is the influence. It's more like this is the show that I wish I made, whereas like I love all the same stuff the creators of that show love, so like yeah, I'm like in sync with that show and I love that show. But I would say my artistic influences are the same thing that influence the creators of that show. So yeah, it's like, you know, whatever you want to call it. It's, yeah, I'm a huge fan of that show, and like 70s comics, Alex Toth, stuff like that. Absolutely. But yeah. I was trying to draw Brock real quick from the Venture Bros.
Wait. Pivot real quick. Make it Brock from Pokemon.
Okay.
Without changing anything. You can duplicate the layer so you don't lose what you've drawn. I don't want to interrupt you entirely.
Make it Brock from Pokemon?
From memory.
Oh,
and then draw one of his Pokemon from memory, if you please. On your birthday, doing work for me. Jaggy Josh asks, any specific thing you were working on during this stream? Also, if anyone in the chat wants to leave their preferred name and or pronouns in their comment, and I'll just do my best to remember it, so you don't have to just like introduce yourself each time. Unless you'd just like me to just read off your username. I don't know. Feels more organic to call somebody by like a preferred name. Anyway.
Well, with this stream being my birthday stream, I'm just drawing whatever comes. Like, if people have ideas, maybe I'll draw it, maybe I won't. It's really just using this to loosen up and connect and just have fun. Because I do want to do a lot more with my YouTube in general and live stream, but yeah, there's nothing specific to get done, just to draw. Answer questions, you know, whatever, shoot the shit. But, you know.
An AMA while drawing, basically.
Yeah. I feel a little silly, little dumb. What's an AMA exactly?
Ask me anything. Yeah.
Anything? Yeah. Whoa.
This fella does look angry. There's a little possum in the chat who says that this fellow looks angry,
Yeah,
and I concur.
This is Brock.
Jack, buddy, are you taking requests in this stream? So that
I could be if I think it's cool.
Cool. Can I shoot them at you as they come, or do you want me to like?
Oh yeah, totally.
All right, so FM, Epham, probably not either of those pronunciations, asks, can you draw Ronald McDonald? And we have someone seconding that notion. I also think that would look pretty cool. Be kind of sick and twisted, you know, to see him in your style. Be very sick and twisted. Now the little possum is politely asking, also hypothetically, how mad would you be if said possum was in your trash this morning? This is fun, a little bit like role play. I would say, if you were asking me, I would say I would not be upset. Anything in my garbage is welcome to be scavenged. That's me, though. Jagged Josh says, awesome. After finding you through that Jimi Hendrix video, I went through your backlog and definitely dig the stuff you do. That Samus vid was amazing.
Thank you, man. Means a lot. Yeah, now we just gotta wait for Nintendo to make a Metroid movie, and I'm gonna fucking either hate it or I don't know. I got a lot of ideas, and I'm scared of what they're gonna do. I don't want Brie Larson. I'm sorry. I don't want Marvel movies and Nintendo movies to become the same thing. You know what? I think I don't think it was. I don't know how real it was, but I read once years ago that Michelle Rodriguez, the lady from Fast and Furious, yeah, she could maybe do it. Disregard me. It's already looking like the It Clown got a divorce and had to get a job at McDonald's, LOL. Jack's line work is exceptional. If I could describe Jack's brushstrokes in one word, it would be confident. Thank you. They're not necessarily planned, but they're reflexive. And it's clear that Jack enjoys the act of drawing through the marks that he leaves. Jack, have you seen the Terrifier movies? I've seen like the covers on like Netflix, and I think they're just basically what I'm drawing. Yeah. God. The clown, evil clown in those movies is just a real stinker. He's a real piece of work. There he is. Coach Jay, I just want to forewarn you, bro. Some voices are probably going to come out later in the evening. I'm going to do my best to mitigate the frequency, because you're right, man. I had to dial it down. But just want to forewarn you, bro to bro, man to man. Silly voices might make a comeback at some point in the evening. It's an illness that I'm prone to. Jagged Josh, is that a request? Generic furry. Jack, would you draw a generic furry? Like a furry, like the person who probably works in like
Just like a generic persona, I think is the request.
I think so too, but I think it's a lot funnier if I just draw like a fucking IT guy who like has like it's just like sitting like
yeah. I've known a lot of furries in my silly little life,
dude,
and
they all like work for IT, like in engineering. I'm serious.
they all
Yeah.
they all have Funko. Yes, Jack, you have access to the chat, right? But it's on another screen, right?
I can see the chat. I'm just like in draw mode, so I'm like hardly looking at the chat.
Yes.
So I need you to be my
So
conduit.
yes, if anybody, listen, I'm not being particularly picky with the comments I read off. I apologize if I seem like I'm skipping over you. I am reading all of it. Yeah, I can just try reading more of it as they come.
Oh sure, yeah. I mean, questions are probably definitely more prioritized, but yeah,
Yeah.
other than that, yeah, anything, sure.
People able to highlight and able to highlight. I don't want to. Well, I'm definitely going to prioritize reading out questions. So yeah, definitely keep those coming. Expect a little bit of an answer from me after Jack answers, because I'm a chatty Cathy. Sorry, it's just who I am.
So a basic like a fursona.
Like a basic, like
in
generic.
the style that is like known, like. Because I've never actually really attempted. It's like I've drawn like maybe like Star Fox, like if that counts, but.
Right, but like whenever I've tried to draw a furry, I've tried to draw like what I consider like pleasant to look at, and it's just a different style of anthropomorphized animal. Like we can all joke like Animal Crossing, haha, it's furries, and it is, but it's not that particular like, anthro style, which is a very distinct style.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet!
That is
Oh my overalls arrived. My overalls arrived, but I have to ask my friend to go pick them up. Yeah, hold on. Jack, talk to yourself for a bit.
Okay.
How about someone ask a question, keep Jack occupied while my attention is split.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw.
Oh, here's a good question. Jack, how old were you when you started drawing? That's from Lucky Gunner.
A very little kid. Probably like. I mean, whatever you want to count as starting, but maybe like 5 or 6. I would just draw like Sonic and shit. Like but I would draw them. I remember how I used to draw them. I'll try to draw it from memory, where it's like I would draw.
Was that the end of that?
Well, I was drawing Sonic.
Okay, sorry.
So I draw Sonic. I draw Sonic like that.
Oh, that is a good question. Why is Jack so sexy? You could say genetics, but I've met people, in my opinion.
I thought you were gonna say, but I met his parents. Like.
No. You could just say, oh, he was just born hot, but no, I think it really comes down to his personality. What do y'all think?
I think.
Chat, what do you all think? What is Jack's appeal? Because he's such a humble guy. He doesn't tell himself. He's not like me. Obviously like a.
This is how I would draw Knuckles. And my dad would always like say like he would always call him Sideshow.
Is this
what?
Your attempt at drawing furries as well?
Maybe. Yeah, sure. Let's call it. Yeah, there it is.
No, don't check it out.
I'm still sick. I could draw Sonic characters, and I could draw like Star Fox characters, but like I haven't really attempted ever to draw like the persona kind of I could try. Yeah, what animal? Give me an animal. Chat, give me an animal.
Give him an animal, folks. I'll
Any
read them all
animal.
out.
Any animal. Are there any other questions in the chat in the meantime?
There are some other questions.
Yeah.
We had one earlier that I didn't want to skip, but I believe it was it was what was the inspiration behind your "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" MF Doom video, which is I feel like it's a good, pretty good general one. You probably get a lot.
I have gotten it, but it's okay. I
No, that's not a diss against the question.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
figured
no.
this would be a good occasion to.
I drew the characters once with just like guns and shit, and everyone loved it. And then one person commented, "Don't fuck me, I'm scared," and that just cracked me up. And I was like, okay, I just want to. Originally, I just want to do like loops, but it ended up being like a narrative came through the video by accident because I chose the song Vaudeville Villain, and it just kind of organically came to be. Like, I rarely, as much as I love storyboarding and narrative, I don't really do it for the music projects as much. I just kind of jump in and just figure it out along the way. So it was a lot of like I knew Kermit had to be the kingpin, but then I was like, okay, yeah, let's put in like the other Sesame Street characters and you know. But yeah, one thing just really led to another because it was like the post just did so well, the initial drawing, that I was like, okay, I have to animate this because animation reached more people. So yeah, that's how that came about. But yeah. Next.
Okay, we have some and we have some votes for what your persona should be, Jack.
Okay.
And it should be Jack's persona, right? Like, I think we can agree on that. We got one for crocodile, one for possum, one for fox, one for space cat, two for crocodile, one for wolf, three for croco, but this one with a glocko, one for aardvark, one for space monkey, and that's three crocodiles.
No, I'm gonna get attacked by the furry community. Are apes? I feel like apes is like cheating. I feel like you're afraid to, no, I feel like you're afraid to commit.
You know what? You don't see a lot of apes. It's true.
But I
I'm
feel
sure
like
they exist. I'm sure they're valid.
I feel like you're afraid to commit. You know, it's like we're already like so ape-like and like it's just like, like what's the point? They're already like humanoid, like come on.
Josh, I agree that if it is Jack's persona, he would be an otter. That is Jack's sort of his sort of character design archetype.
You telling me?
Jack, if you were like twice your size, you might be a bear.
Oh, you mean like in the community?
In the community, you talk about the case like where the mob.
Okay, we were talking about furries first, and then the gay terms are a whole different thing. You know what I mean? Here's me as an otter.
This is the best we're gonna get, folks.
This might be the.
This is the most.
I mean, crocodile. I like Hold on.
We went with otter.
Yeah, but crocodiles are fucking sick.
Okay, how about another question while you work on this?
While I work on this.
A girl mentions having someone bullying them in a video, in a comment under a previous video. I'm sorry that happened to you, but they also said that anyway, I love your art style, it's really great. That's from YouTube user a girl. Congrats on getting that username. That seems like it would be hard to get.
Yeah, holy shit. And I'm sorry you were bullied by my fans, by my subs.
Oh, tell me. DM Jack. He'll tell me, and I'll go get him. Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of Jack's enforcer. I'll go get him. This person who disrespected you, I'll take care of him. Okay, question time though. What software do you use for your animations, Jack? That's a good question because Jack has something of an unorthodox approach.
I mainly use Procreate for everything. I used to use Photoshop, draw the assets, animate all that I can within the program, and then I export them and assemble them either in Adobe After Effects, Premiere, or more recently, Procreate Dreams. The Jimi Hendrix thing is the first thing I fully kind of did in Procreate Dreams, while also doing some stuff in Procreate first, because Procreate Dreams, it's kind of it's a pretty cool assembly thing for actually just animating everything in it. Doesn't really feel as fluid yet, but it has an amazing potential. And for $20 for the app, it's like fucking amazing. No, I'm not endorsed,
Jack,
but I
me,
wish Procreate would
me
pay me. Anyway, yes.
could I send you,
Mm-hmm.
not for every drawing, obviously, but for here drawing here or there, could I send you a canvas with something on it and let you draw on top of it?
If you want, sure.
Cool. Let's give that a whirl. I use a pretty big canvas size.
Oh,
Let's just start with.
yep. Here's my scaly. Something. Let's give a little mustache. Let's give a little. Oh my god, the beard would go all the way around.
I'm
Sweet.
texting it to you. Let's see if this works.
Texting it? Well, no. Oh, okay, that could work. There it is. That's me. What did you send me? What did you do?
Oh, that's a very good question. Jason Sinzuka asks, did you reference your art style off of any propaganda?
Wow, that's an interesting question.
That
I
is an
don't.
interesting question because it
Do
actually
you?
gets to a deeper question,
Uh huh.
which are your influences themselves actually propaganda, even if they are not if they don't represent themselves
Wow,
as such?
that's a very multi-layered question. Before I answer that, Kiko, your thing that you sent me, I don't think it really works. So just like email it to me. Um,
Okay, now I'll just yeah, I'll send it to you a different way.
but also, I mean, I there are pieces you can consider propaganda that I love. Like I love Norman Rockwell, who did pieces that were used in, the Saturday Evening Post, like in the 50s, the 60s. Uh, I love artists of that time, like Robert McGinnis and like Bob Peaks, and like, but they're more like advertisement commercial stuff. But like, I mean, I do love like USSR like propaganda, like Soviet like posters, like for like the workforce. Like some of that's like some of the most amazing, like just stark, bold, like brutalistic, like just like I don't know, it's just super cool. Like so, yeah, I do really dig a lot of stuff that has been propaganda artwork. But I can't say it's like something I'm actively thinking about or channeling. But yeah, interesting question.
That is a very good question. Let's see. So you got a few good questions. So we're not going to maybe get to all of them, but I will try and get to as many as can. Um, Ozone has a question that I think we can kind of combine with some random guy's question.
Mm-hmm.
Ozone's question is: have you ever read any books on animation or any kind of art in general, like the Animation Survival Kit? And some random guy's question is: what is Jack's highest level of education, and in what field, if any?
Well, shit. Um,
A hefty combined question, but I think it'll answer a lot of people's curiosities.
I have How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. My dad got that for me when I was a kid, and that taught me how to draw like just from shapes. Even though it's something I seldom did. Like I kind of only did it when I was older, but it's like like doing, like this kind of stuff, or works. Like you break everything down into like shape people. They look like polygons from like Smash Bros or whatever. Like just like the, and then you draw on top of that, obviously. And yeah, but so that was a big one. And I have a lot of art books from like artists I like and like comics and graphic novels. But I never like learned to animate from a book or learned to draw other than like if I learned to draw from a book, it was from observing and stealing. Like I am mostly self-taught. But in terms of my education, I went to Mass Art for my bachelor's in animation, where I mostly learned how to use programs there. I wasn't really taught a lot in terms of how to draw. And I know it's that annoying advice of like, hey, you want to be a better writer, read. But all I did was I just like really did kind of observe and steal. Like you saw like how an artist draws like noses or pants or feet or whatever. Like you just absorb that into your own. So yeah, like I didn't really consume a lot of literature, but a lot of like, well, I mean comics are literature, but like you know what I mean. Like I didn't like sit down and like read. Yeah, no, I didn't really like read the survival handbook or like any of that stuff personally. But yeah, I graduated as a bachelor's in animation. So I think that answers the question.
At Massachusetts College of Art and Design. I don't know why I said that with a southern accent. But yes. That's where we met.
That's where we met.
For some reason, when I first saw Jack, I just had this intuition where I was like, oh, this man is a foreign exchange student from Europe. I should go be welcoming to him. So I went over to him and I was like praising his sketchbook, and I was like, and Jack was kind of, I think, understandably a little bit sheepish about like this like weirdo hovering over him, going like, "Wow, I really like your sketchbook. It's awesome, man. I love your line work." I remember complimenting his line work, and he's just like, yeah, thanks, man. Thanks." And like, I interpreted that tone as being like he didn't know a lot of English,
Oh my
and I was like,
God.
I walked away and I was like, I'm glad that I could help that guy make a friend. So stupid. So stupid. When in reality, Jack was the one who was and is being cool by being my friend. I'm kind of like Arthur. You know Arthur from Arthur?
Yes.
Doesn't he kind of suck? Like he's the main character, but he kind of sucks.
Kind of does suck.
He doesn't have a lot of redeeming qualities.
Yeah, he hits his sister. Not a good
He
look.
does hit his sister.
Not a good look.
But he told her.
He told her not to touch it.
Touch it. Okay, back to some questions.
Yes.
There's some good ones.
You like never read them. You're just like, oh man, if you were looking at the chat.
This was great.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, what do we got?
This is a good one, although I am going to ask for some clarification. Anchor Dropper asks, here's another question. Since indie animation is booming right now, Hell of a Boss, Digital Circus, Lackadaisy, Monkey Ranch, etc., what would your dream animation series be for all to see? Do you mean, like, what would Jack's dream animation series be to make, to create, or for someone else to create?
Well, I could answer it in my own way.
Sure. How do you interpret it?
Well, I actually am working on one animated series right now that we initially pitched to Fox. It was an amazing opportunity. They passed on it. But now, a few of my close friends and I are developing it as a web series. We're going to do the first part of the pilot hopefully later this year, and then use that to kickstart a micro season of like 4 or 5 episodes, depending. Episodes ranging from 3 to 7 to 10 minutes each, with complete control of our own stuff, because we knew that, you know, if we gave it up because we're not experienced, we don't have seniority, what they do is they hire writers who have the most seniority, and the show gets effectively taken away from you. Your show becomes a t-shirt. They want sales. They don't really care if you're trying to sell something, you know, and maybe, you know, I hope I don't get like blacklisted by speaking this bluntly, publicly, but, you know, I do love a lot of television that has come up from network media, but right now it's just the executives who run it. They control everything, and ever since The Simpsons, if your show doesn't fit a formula about a family dynamic, then it will not get greenlit unless you're like a celebrity and you have the money to bring people in. But if you're an original creator, you're better off just making indie series. Anyway, long story short, we went through all that. We're going to try to make our own show, and then I have other ideas and shows for stuff down the line. Of course, the thing is always, you know, money stands in the way, so that's why trying to crowdfund or Patreon or Kickstarter or whatever, any support, like it is so greatly appreciated, because I just want to do this like for the rest of my life. I just want to make this shit. But yeah, I don't want to spoil stuff too much about our series. But yeah, I will change this question into answering that I am always working on several little things, some video game projects, some little animated vignette series, stuff like that. But yeah, no, I am working on one animated series at the moment, something I love and I'm very proud of, and can't wait to share with more people, because it's brutally honest, and it's a lot of fun, and it's, I don't know, I'm just excited, and I just that's all I can say about that. But stay tuned. That's pretty much
That's all I can say about it right now.
about that.
Okay. Another question. This one I really like, from KMM. Happy birthday, second time live stream commenter here. Who is your third favorite protagonist? Gotta go, pasta water boiling over. I hope that you were able to remedy that situation and that the pasta is okay and are back in time to listen to Jack answer that question. Who is your third favorite protagonist? That is a great question.
This is hilarious, because I find
that asking anybody their third favorite anything really forces them to think about it.
No, I mean, you and I have talked about this, because I've always said, what's your third favorite dinosaur? And I just love that it trips people up so much, so this is some karma coming.
That was a really great, that was a really successful icebreaker in the psych ward earlier this last year.
Well, shit. Yeah, third favorite protagonist. Oh no, this is gonna take forever, man, because I don't even know what my first is.
I think I know who your first is. I think everyone in the chat can guess who Jack's favorite protagonist is.
Well, I think it's because I'm overanalyzing what protagonist like means. I might be thinking of it in general.
Shall we have a vote?
Well, I mean, like I know what everyone's gonna say.
Samus.
Yeah, stop it. Stop it. Yeah. Samus is definitely up there.
Samus Aran. Turns out he's a boy.
You what? You fucking... What the fuck is the matter with you? He ain't no fucking...
Hey, what the fuck is the matter with you?
He's a nice Italian boy.
Okay, you fucking place. He's a nice Italian boy. You got to make it of a varsity athlete.
But Samus Aran never had the makings of a varsity athlete. Yeah, Samus is definitely up there. Jeez. I really want to answer your question, but this is so freaking hard.
A underscore sorry, Anna_girl says, I
Mhm.
thought he was drawing underwear for a second. And that is how you start.
Oh my god.
That's why Samus's design is so sexual, is because her visor looks like a pair of underpants.
Oh my god. Wait a minute.
Like a pair of panties.
I never. Dude, we could make. Nintendo could make so much money if they just. Like, just fucking.
It's a great question. What flavored dirt do you enjoy eating? Personally, I like silicon dioxide, which is one of, or was for a while, a listed ingredient in Doritos. That is literally sand. They added it as a binder, as a binding agent for the seasoning. Jack, what's yours? What's your favorite dirt flavor?
Oof. I think the dirt outside of Price Right, where I grew up, was pretty good.
Price Right.
Pretty good.
When my family started going to Price Right, I knew times were tight.
Yeah.
We were usually a Stop and Shop family.
But you can't even stop.
And I was
the
grateful
show.
to be one. I was grateful to be one.
No, guys, seriously, like, I would buy the shit out of, like, Samus underwear that looked like fucking. That's just her face in the visor.
So, it's been asked a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
When is the next TF2 video coming? If you know.
Well, I mean, I'm very happy people loved it.
Tiny Animations. We appreciate that here at Root Jack Animations. Art.
Oh, Tiny's one of
Rated.
Tiny's one of my best patrons, actually. Love you, Tiny. Thank you, Tiny.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It was going kind of rough at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. But
No, we figured it out.
we course corrected. We found the vibe. We found the vibe.
Absolutely. Crap, what was the question? What was the question? Oh, TF2. I love TF2. If I have another idea, I don't know, I kind of got, when I make videos, it's very much to, like, get them out of my system. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna go back to that unless I have another great idea with TF2. I did enjoy bringing the, like, 60s, like, comic animation to TF2. I have been thinking of working on a video essay about, like, the interbinding connectivity of, like, Team Fortress 2, The Incredibles, Venture Bros, like Johnny Quest, like all that stuff, like that. It's like been this big thing that I've, like, plucked at on and off. But other than that, I think in the meantime, I don't know, I might do like a video essay or something, a serious one, not the Cowboy Bebop one, but maybe something going into that kind of stuff. Because I don't know, if I don't have, like I'm a one-person show for most of the stuff I do on my channel. I hope to change that in the near future when I collaborate with more people. But really the goal is to get to a point where I can make the meme stuff and the fun stuff and the homage stuff that feeds the Patreon and the other stuff, so that I can live on this sustainably to then make my own stuff and bring in more people and pay more people and do stuff like that. But yeah, like, I mean, if it's in the cards, I'll do another TF2 video, but at the moment, it's like, I don't know. Maybe a better use of my time is trying to get, like, Valve to hire me to do, like, another TF2 comic or something, but that's kind of been dead in the water forever. So, we'll see. But at the moment, there are no real plans for another TF2 video, I'm sorry. But thank you.
Jack is very, does what the muse inspires him to do, sort of artist. I can tell you that, knowing what Jack talks to me about, there's no TF2 on the horizon. Sorry, bud. Well, I have a question for you, Jack.
How dare you? You can ask me questions anytime you want. These good people can't.
Well, I think I have questions that would be interesting to the general public.
All right, shoot.
Do you think art school is worth it?
I think it very much depends on where you go. I think art school is really only worth it to learn how to lose your ego and to make mistakes. Like, you go to school to fuck up. Don't go to school like it's high school where you have to compare yourself and it's like a fucking tribal, I gotta be the best, I gotta be this. It's like, no. It's where you go and get the mistakes out, because in the real world, that shit's not gonna fly. You're gonna get fired. You need to learn to work with others. If you are driven enough, you can honestly learn anything you really need to learn in terms of software, modeling, whatever else, like in animation. You can learn it on YouTube. Save yourself a ton of money. Really, I think it's only worth going for the people you make, connections you make, the people you make, the connections you make. Because I think it's ridiculous how the system just pushes us to want to go to school. Because everyone I knew growing up, was like, I'm going to college. I can't wait to go to college. I'm like, why? Like, you just spent the last 10 years hating school, and now you're so excited to do more school. Like, it never computed for me. But alas, I tried to, I did the same thing. I went to school because that's just what you do. But if I had kids or whatever, like, I would implore them, like, take a year off and critically think about what you want. And yeah, I don't know, but yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, sorry. Absolutely, please finish that question.
No,
I have a little bit to add myself, but
no, please add, because I think I hit it all that I wanted to hit. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I would
only if you can really afford it and you think it's worth it. Like, to me, art school is more like grad school first. Like, it's just like, it's not necessary unless you're learning a trade of art, like working in like a forge or something like that. That really is something you can't learn in front of a computer. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree that there are certain trades in the arts where it really helps to be an apprentice to somebody and to watch them do it. And those artists, the ones who actually make a living off of that, they need to rely on their community, and that is one thing that you can learn at art school is community. Like, who are the people, who are the artists in your area who are making it work? Usually teachers are great resources to have. Like Jack said, it's a lot about connections. People who survive as independent artists, they struggle to scrape by, but they do so. They're able to do so because of community. So that's really one of the great benefits of going to art school, and that is something that I think is that experience is worth paying for, depending on what field you're going into. But I think that there are very few fields in the arts. There are some, but and it depends on the field. But in our field, for example, animation, studios don't really care where you went to school. They care
I've
what
never
you've
been
made,
asked that.
what your potential is.
Yeah.
I have a, I think there's a misconception that the pipeline for employment into animation is Cal Arts or SVA right into features or studio television. And this is not the case. There are so many people who have kind of weird transitions into the field. So for me, going to animation school was kind of worth it for the connections I made in the animation industry. But was I like making my best work when I was there? No. Did I learn much while I was there that I actually retained? No, because I was 21 and I was going through life as a 21-year-old. I mean, not everybody is their best self in college. Sometimes I think we crave the experience of college because we crave community and growth, being in a village of people who are learning and growing. And
It's exciting and it's a fun experience. Straight up, it's a fun experience, even though it's a struggle for a lot of it. But do you need? If the question is, do you need to go to art school to learn what you learned at what you can learn at art school? No, you can learn it on YouTube. And you can be social in other ways. I know I know a lot of really cool people who didn't go to college and are some of the coolest people I've met and have lived full, exciting, successful lives. Like, it doesn't define you whatsoever. And I sucked at college. Okay, climbing off my soapbox. Thank y'all.
Give me more questions.
Okay, so you've got multiple requests for Saxton Hale for the next drawing for the Australian viewers. Australian viewers. And then along came Zeus. Will delight my haters in the crowd to know that when I leave here to go to the bathroom, I'll do so while wearing an N95 mask. Because not only my father and not only my uncle and my father and not only my uncle and my father, but my grandmother, aged 91, all had COVID-19. And I'm the only one who has twice now tested negative. So savor that morsel of hatred. I'm a giver. It is my nature. And I want even my haters to be happy on this eve. If you are of the persuasion of a person who luxuriates in schadenfreude, that's a little treat for you. A little treat for you. Ozone asks, have you heard about Mickey Mouse going public domain? If so, do you plan on doing anything with it?
If I have an idea, I will, but I don't like to force just... I don't know. Like the Barbenheimer thing, I had an idea for that, even though it was riding the zeitgeist. But usually, yeah, like I have to have a clever thing to do with it, otherwise I'm just like forcing it, and I don't want to make content for content's sake. But yeah, so yeah, no, not at the moment, no.
Is this fellow that you're drawing, the Saxon fellow? I don't know him.
Yeah, he's from Team Fortress 2. He is the owner of the company that supplies all the mercs in Team Fortress 2 with their weapons. He's just like, honestly, like in Shoot the Moon, like the way that like I made like all the sons of John or the nephews of Johnson, like you know, Buck and Flash, like just these insane, like, you know, like they'll go wrestle crocodiles and like punch, like, you know, like the crab, like they're just like, you know, like Sasquatch men, like just unstoppable. You know, he's just like a hilarious character within like the community.
Funko needs to dip because they're gonna go play ping pong.
Hell yeah!
Hey, don't say sorry for leaving. Don't say sorry for leaving. You go play that game of ping and pong. Okay, Anger Dropper has a question for both of us, which is generous. Thank you. They ask, who are other YouTube artists / animators who inspired you and possibly your style?
Kiko, you go first.
No, you first.
No,
unless you want more time to think.
I need more time to think.
Well, my influences are a little difficult to define, although I do have a few YouTube artists whose work I really like. Um, Pedants may debate whether or not his work counts as animation. I think it certainly does. Joel Haver's videos, his animation videos are really funny. I don't aspire to do anything in that style, but I'm glad that somebody took a crack at it and that they're so funny. I also, man, an oldie but a goodie. Like, not all of it's aged super well, but like, like retro Ego Raptor, like some of his comedic timing is just so good.
Yeah.
My password on certain platforms is lightsaber fight saber. It's just like the influence, like for me, I honestly though don't animate much. So most of my influences are more on the illustrative character design style side. And to be honest, I'm not very book smart about my animation. I can't really cite character design influences, but I do know general designs that I films with character designs that I like. Anything by Sylvain Chomet, um, and anything by um, not Masaki Yuasa, but Makoto Shinkai? No. Mamoru Hosoda. Yeah, Mamoru Hosoda. I like his movies, and I like Ghibli movies, and I like French animation in general. And Jack, did I buy you enough time?
I did unfortunately focus on the drawing more than thinking, but other animators I mean, it's more like I admire like a lot of the like crap. It's hard. It's like I have to engage different parts of my brain here, but I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like Newgrounds animators. Obviously, I love who have like been rewarded, like Zach Hadel, etc. I was actually very shocked at, not very, but like watching like Meat Canyon put out a video where everything he spoke about is exactly how I've been feeling about, like, feeling like I don't want to just get caught in the trap of making content. I want to make my own stuff, and it's like a lot of the stuff I make I know reaches more people, but like it's such a slippery slope, because then you just feel like you're, I don't know, as grateful as you are, like you're just like making content for, again, content's sake. And so so like creators like him, Worthy Kids, love Worthy Kids.
Worthy Kids is good.
Yeah, really loved Speed.
I went to high school with that guy.
Wait, what?
I went to high school with that guy.
You did?
Yeah.
No. I didn't know that.
Jack, you know I was homeschooled. I was homeschooled. That was a lie. I was doing like a fun lie, otherwise known as a joke.
Well, I thought you were saying that because you do know him, though.
No. Like when I say, okay, because I was homeschooled. When I say I went to high school with someone, I thought I had established this with you. When I say I went to high school with someone because I was homeschooled, it's code for we were mutuals on Tumblr.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought you meant. Yeah.
We ran in the same scene.
Right. Yeah, with kids. I am so mad at Jack Stauber because I'm jealous of the musical ability infused with the animation. Makes it just instantly, like, super multifaceted, talented guy. But I also think I resent that his name is Jack, because I'm like, my name's Jack, and I'm like, damn it, someone stealing my thunder. I also remember going, like, when I was like in school as a kid, there were like 3 Johns in my grade, and they all wanted to go by Jack, and that just put a major chip on my shoulder. Because I remember in one class I ended up being called Jack number 4, and I was like, how the fuck did this happen? I don't know. 4 is a cooler number than 1 anyway, but whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Like if it's good, it's just good, and it's like I'm more in admiration. Well, it's like when you are an animator, when you are a creative, you both can appreciate stuff more, but it also like you can never turn this thing off where it's like you watch like anything and I'm thinking about how they did it, and it's basically the magic is kind of ruined because I'm putting myself in their shoes and like I'm just seeing it as like budget and stress and just like, oh my god, how they do all that. But then I look at something really economically done, like 60s animation that was basically comics with like no animation at all, or like Adult Swim stuff, early Adult Swim stuff, and I'm like, that's just hilarious to me. And because I'm more of an illustrator who can animate, anyone who does like that kind of stuff, like I definitely have an affection towards. So I didn't.
Josh was
Yeah.
Josh was also Josh 4 in class in grade school.
You fucking kidding me? What a world.
No, Jack, I wouldn't do that. I
What a
wouldn't do
world.
that.
You have my sympathies, Josh. Alright, I think it's pretty good, Saxton. What's next, Kiko? Questions or drawings? Or...
Let's see. Let's see. Yes, happy birthday to Barbonius' sister.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. How old are we turning? How old are we now? How old are we now?
Me?
Sure.
It's all about
I'm
you.
28. I'm 28, and I'm turning 29 in April.
I just turned 28. Yes.
It feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's when your body starts to begin to start slowly dying.
Dilating.
Ooh, 2D from Gorillas would be a good. I second that request. But I do want to make sure that I do think we've done one of Josh's requests already. Yes, so I just want to make sure that people get requests too. Yeah, Jack's old. Actually, did you do any sports in high school? This goes to the chat as well.
I did karate, and when I was younger, before middle school, I did soccer. Or football, if you're a cool rest of the world person.
I think 2D or Murdoch would be pretty cool. That's a kind of a combined request.
Well, Murdoch is probably more. I mean, Jamie Hewlett is one of my early inspirations for sure. Yeah, 2D is. I don't really think I've ever really drawn 2D.
I did not do any sports in high school because I was playing life on sleep mode, which is say I was homeschooled. K through 12. K through 12. Yeah, didn't go to school until I went to college. It was a weird experience. It's KIKO, thank you for asking. Oh, thank you, John Brown. Big fucking happy birthday to the hardest artist out there. It is true, Jack is always erect.
I am.
He wears the tightest pants. He lets the world know.
I wrapped my rascal 2 times because I want it to be joyless and without sensation. And then the chat died.
Jack always hugs people like he's wearing a fucking hoop skirt.
What?
this guy looks like he doesn't feel good. Boom, 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 feel good. I think my hater has left the chat. Can you just say that guy's being a little bit harsh? Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
10 out of 10 invited me out. I'm no kind of public entertainer. That's what I get for not being fun.
Be better.
Coffee Pot, would you care to elaborate? This guy's art is so bizarre, I was unsure whether he was a real person or not. Jokes aside, happy birthday, man.
Oh, thank you. And what a phase of like internet OCs where it's like they have like dark eyes but they have like white pupils, you know, like this. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like you never encountered like people's OCs like on DeviantArt or whatever where it's like they'd have black like eyes but like their pupils are
Yeah.
white. Yeah.
My self-insert character on the internet had like black dot eyes for a while. It's very efficient.
That's so metal, dude.
Thank you.
You
Thank
mean
you.
it, truly.
Oh yeah, he was kind of an entity that spawned out of nowhere. Yeah, like whenever like Jack meets you somewhere, he just kind of like sidles up next to you and like walks at pace with you. Like kind of just like a shadow.
I'm only friends with people who walk as fast as me. Can't stand slow walkers. Yeah, I said it.
Jack canceled. Jack canceled for being ableist.
Ah, shit, you're right. I'm sorry.
Can't slow down for differently able people, Jack.
Look, Sonic told me to live fast. What do you want? What do you want for nothing?
I think Sonic should. I think Sonic should introduce a character who rides a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like the Toidle from Sonic the Hedgehog. Jack, can I have a request?
Yeah.
Can you draw Michelangelo the Ninja Turtle?
What's he doing? Is he
Reading a hentai. Reading a hentai.
Reading a hentai? That might actually be pretty funny. I'm trying to think of how I want the head shape to be.
Anchor Dropper, thank you for asking. I do have a place where I post my art. It's my Instagram, which is Kiko B Bell. Thank you for asking.
You will be spared in the future wars.
Jack can write that on the screen somewhere at some point in the.
Why don't you put it in the chat? I'm
not being paid for this. So, if you just want to go to a mailing list, I'll be sending a hat around. You can place some tips in that hat. Jack will send that back to me, and that's how I'm getting paid. So, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you for asking. Local Slasher says, I originally found you through Newgrounds.
That's crazy because I hardly post there. So, dang, thanks for following me over here. I mean, yeah, I'm YouTube is what I'm trying to make happen the most, but yeah, this and like Instagram is where I live. No grounds, Jesus.
Yeah, I can't believe the pants situation still isn't resolved.
The pants.
Oh, Jesus. I was looking at my phone for a second, and then I looked up at the screen, and that is a freaky Ninja Turtle.
Well, you know, he's getting a little stimulated.
If I asked you to shift gears and make it Donatello,
That wouldn't be difficult.
why?
You're just so perfect at everything you do. They all, you know, they're all basically the same palette swap.
Something else about that guy who was dunking on me. I kind of miss him. He was asking good questions.
Dang.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
Bring him back.
That would have been perfect if he came back right there.
Alas.
Yeah, great emphasis on mutant. Yes, great emphasis on mutant. I think a shock of orange in this otherwise black and white sketch would be brilliant, if I may be so bold as to request that.
Oh, sure. I hate the new Apple Pencil doing that thing where it auto switches to like eraser. I don't know if you've encountered this.
Yeah, where did he acquire this? Where did he acquire this forbidden material?
Oh, what? Like in New York?
Maybe it's like I don't know.
It's probably like a shop.
One time, I went to a store where they sold it,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what? It wasn't no kind of freaky store. It was just mom and pop, like newsstand.
Mm.
And then it was like a stationery store. First thing on the right. Turn around, it was hentai, stacks of it. And I was like, so this is how they roll. This is how they roll in Tokyo. And I understood. And I understood the city, and the city understood me. I had a really bad time there. I was really, really depressed. Not in like a fun, artsy way. It was just like, I wasn't really present. Wasn't really mindful.
This story took a turn, T.
Yeah. Oh, but Kyoto. Beautiful town. Okay, let's go back to some requests. After this, could you draw the Half-Life 2 zombie?
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
Local Slasher says he keeps getting worse to look at. Holy shit. I agree. It's great.
Yo, bunker, dude. I just got my rocks off. What?
That was my Michelangelo.
I gotta change my shell, dude. Well, anyone got any turtle wax? A turtle's gotta rub one out.
Please don't leave. Just look. Please don't go. This will be on the internet forever.
Ozone, I think that one might be a little complicated.
What did someone want?
Two rats wearing sombreros, holding revolvers against a bear over a game of Uno. Nicolas says it's very late for me, so I'll just pop by and say happy birthday. I found the Jimmy vid funny, and it honestly took me a while to even remember what he actually says.
Thank you. Thank you for sticking around.
Anchor Dropper, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. There's something so rancid about, but so delightful about sexual innuendos in the voices of turtles, Ninja Turtles.
I'll allow it. And I love Half-Life.
It had a pretty good, pretty sick animation.
That's true. Yeah, I already kind of did it.
One of these guys. Jack, what is something you can't draw at all? Great question.
I would have used to say a naked body, because this was before like I really loosened up. I'd probably actually be pretty good at it now, and I know I've done it like in sketches, but to me it was like I learned to draw with like a pen that was like this. It was like all one unified size. So originally my style, like I don't know, like I'll post like old things in my sketchbooks or like whatever, but it used to be like this, and I hated like seeing the intersecting lines and stuff like that. So I got really good at drawing like without fucking up, and doing more of like a Mobius style where it was like a lot of like gear and stuff, like spacemen and like people in suits or like soldiers or whatever, because to me it was like you accidentally like, you know, draw a line or whatever, you can just turn that into, you know, a band-aid or whatever. That's why my characters would be like covered in band-aids or like whatever. It wasn't like that I was so edgy or cool, whatever, or like, you know, trying to be like the next like Jamie Hewlett, but it was just like I don't know, that's just kind of how I like to draw stuff built upon imperfections and imperfections and imperfections. So trying to draw like a naked body in that style, you have to get it so right, like anatomically, and I would always fuck it up because I'd be too stiff. Now I'd say there's not anything I think I outright couldn't draw if given enough time and reference, but there's definitely stuff I try not to draw. Like I try not to draw like cars and backgrounds. Yes, I'm guilty of it just as the next artist, but I truly believe in comics you can get away with like just one establishing shot, and then the rest of the comic can just be like medium shots, like colored backgrounds. Like read any old comic or whatever, like 90% of the comic is just like medium close-ups and then like big action shots, like just like that's all it ever is. So that's all I had to spec into. But yeah, of course there's a ton of shit I probably can't draw, but it's more like, it's less about can't and more about like, have I attempted it or do I try to keep attempting it? And I think that's all any artist is in the long run. You just get more confident in turning your mistakes into just, oh, it's like, it's just my style. It's just for good liars. It's all like fucking con men shit. It's just like, you know, it's like a piano recital. You just don't stop. Like, because if you stop, then people noticed you fucked up. So, I don't know. That really answered the question. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
You know?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna need another Coke Zero.
Yes, you do that.
You all enjoy your little break from me. I know I'm a lot, but I can't change it at this point.
Well, give me one more
Yeah.
question.
I think I'm a little bit less annoying than Jimmy Fallon, but it's close.
It's dangerously close. Dangerously.
There's a lawn that I can't cross. Jimmy Fallon really is just this little twerp, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's such a fucking twerp.
he is a twipe. What's another request before you go grab your coke?
There have been a lot of requests for Doomslayer in various scenarios. The original one and the one that's been getting most hype is Doomslayer holding a unicorn, but there are also requests for Doomslayer fighting Warhammer 40k demons. That's pretty complicated.
Yeah,
And then there's Isabel from Animal Crossing and Doomslayer.
of course.
So unicorn has the most heat behind it. And someone just said MF Doom, which I mean, come on. How would you interpret that? Would be pretty cool. Jack, I think we were in a life drawing class together with Quigley.
We were, yeah.
We were okay, yeah. I remember that class, and oh man, we had a dear friend of mine was in that class, and she hated that class because she was very stiff, not in her actual drawing. Her drawing was very loose and confident and beautiful. But she refused to break out of her style, and she hated that class because of it. And it was so interesting watching everyone in that class initially put up a little bit of resistance and trying to interpret what they wanted to see rather than what they saw, and developing show hand-eye coordination and learning what it means to draw from observation. It's not about drawing life quote-unquote correctly. It's about just drawing things objectively and making decisions when you make your stylistic choices. It's not essential. It's absolutely not essential. You can make great art without that structural foundation, but when you have that foundation, it can be really helpful. And I did personally witness Jack get better at like anatomical drawing over the course of that class, and like loosen up and not draw so stylistically by default. And that was cool. Also, the teacher was just like, man, what a cool lady. She was like a yoga teacher. And she was always like challenging like the students to like do squats and stuff. And she was also a sculptor, and she was just like very eccentric, very cool.
Yeah. Kathleen.
Kathleen Quigley.
Did you go to get your Coke? so. Sorry guys, I've been looking at the chat. Tico's one of my good buddies, and I conscripted him to handle the chat for me because I found that I didn't actually get a lot of drawing done in previous hangouts because I was like stopping too much and coming back and stopping too much, but you know. I'm Abdul. Yeah, I loved Wolf Among Us. That's probably my favorite. Yeah, I played a few of the other Telltale games, but Wolf Among Us was definitely my favorite. Thank you all for joining me this far. Sorry. A little bit sick. But yeah. Shadow Wizard Money Game. We love casting spells. And look at all these fun little drawings. So fun. Earlier I drew this as a warm-up. It's because I thought it was really fucking funny. The mask? Yeah. You know, I never have drawn the mask, but I feel like I can. Like, it's so fucking, you know. I know there's like the comic, which is like super fucking fucked up and shit, but, you know. It's basically just the Joker. Favorite comic superheroes? Yeah, I love Hellboy, I love the Max, I love Scud the Disposable Assassin. I love a lot of runs of comic books. I don't follow any real, like, ongoing comic, like, endlessly, like, you know, Batman issue 1 through, like, 1000, whatever they're on. I tend to like more independent voices that like have endings to their stories instead of just because it's like the thing you got to realize with comics is that they're made to sell, and if their story ends, then they don't sell. So they have to. That's why like Peter Parker hasn't been like allowed to like just grow old, like in canon. They have to keep him as a kid, you know. So,
Nothing but beverages in you today.
but yeah,
I got beverage. I'm back with beverages.
hell yeah. We were just talking about favorite comic book characters.
Oh, so you can read the chat. So you can read the chat, and you don't need me here. You know why I'm not afraid of failure? Can I tell you why? This is a little piece of wisdom. For free. You ever look at someone failing terribly and think, well, someone loves them? I have those people. People who like, well, they love me even though I suck. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that being my tragic trait, that I want it to be funny but I'm not. And someone loves me despite that, you know? Some people don't have it, you know?
I know.
Can't be afraid to suck.
Can't be afraid to suck.
Since it seems Anchor Dropper asks, since it seems you both like comics, any favorite superheroes, villains, graphic novel series, etc.
That's what.
Jack, you first.
Well, that's what we were just talking about, and I already listed mine.
Oh, okay.
And we can watch the replay
All right.
later and see it all. So you talk about it.
Well, then I will answer. Thank you. Favorite superhero, Spider-Man. But I don't really read superhero comics. Villains. Hello. I just love how ubiquitous Joker is. Like, I don't think he's like a bad villain whatsoever. I think he's a pretty cool villain, but I don't think he's like. Some people treat him like he's like their messiah. Like, I just love like the weirdness of the cult around Joker.
Yeah.
Graphic novel series. Let's go back to Bone. Bone is so good.
Oh, good old
Bone is great. I love Bone.
Bone.
Yeah.
It's my kid.
Bone.
Wait a minute. I'm about to conduct surgery. Oh my god.
I love this question. Topic asks, do you think you could draw the most low-effort, fucked-up rendition of the penguins of Madagascar? The Curie Man says, happy birthday, Rude. You are rude, Jack.
Happy birthday. Thank you. Low effort means I don't go back. And I don't stop.
Smash that tip button,
Aw.
Jack. If you want to hear him do one of his favorite impressions for charity, or I guess the charity is Jack's livelihood.
There they are.
You might ask yourself, can I match that donation to a cause that certainly deserves that my heart calls me to support? Absolutely. You know, if you're feeling any guilt about that, but porque no los dos, you know. I'm lucky enough to be in a situation where I can los dos.
Los dos. Except for
Yeah,
Lobo
smash
Jam.
that smash that tip button, or check out Jack's Patreon, would be even better.
Thank you.
Because he's too gracious to just straight up ask. But I, if you can't tell, don't experience shame.
What's next? What's next?
Request for Rayman. But I really like this one that said, most low effort fucked up rendition of Penguins of Madagascar. I say give yourself 15 seconds.
I already did that.
Or like 30 seconds.
I just did that.
Oh, I didn't realize that you already did. I've been looking at. I don't think I'm caught up. I'm not live. Haha. I thought you were still drawing Dr. Doom.
Oh, no.
Hey, bud. Hey, listen, dude. I'm about to turn 29. I'm basically middle aged.
Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ.
I think I've progressed.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, that's great. What's my superpower? That I'm basically middle aged. It's like crushing Bud Lights.
Here's my Tony.
Jack, what do you say? Jack's known me for 8 years. Jack's known me for 8 years. Like next month. And what would you say is my what would you say? Darn, I had a question and I lost it. Let me recoup.
Oh, thank you, Dak Reed. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Kind of you.
that's so sweet. Okay, Jack, now you gotta do your lowest impression.
Of what?
Lois. Peter saying Lois. Just give me a Lois.
I think it's the other way around.
What?
They're like, hey,
I don't
Lois.
know.
Hey, Lois.
There we go. There we go.
Ah, Peter. Ah, Peter. Ah, yes. Yes, fat man. Yes, yes. Very good, very good. What an excellent stream we're having. Victory will be mine. Crazy how good Seth MacFarlane is in Hellboy 2. Is that whack?
He's a hell of a performer. He's a hell of a performer.
Yeah.
Hell of a performer. $5. Listen, my buddy Jack, he's a frugal fella. That'll go a long way.
Oh.
He's a man. Doesn't buy his coffee at the coffee shop.
I don't even drink coffee.
Brews it himself. Doesn't even drink coffee. That's how frugal he is.
Yeah. I just go into Dunkin' to watch.
Do you want to have like guest callers? Just join the call.
I don't know how to do that right now. Oh, unless we set up like like an open Discord or something. Like I don't know how you do it on.
Aren't we just in a Discord call right now? Can't we just add someone to this Discord call?
Well, you got a friend of you would have to do all this while I'm doing this.
Okay. But like if we had a mutual friend who we wanted to add.
A mutual friend,
You
sure.
text them.
Yeah. Well, they would have to know going into this what this is.
What if we didn't? What if we just got past it on the call?
That is playing with fire. In a great way.
That is playing with fire.
I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to do that to him. Another time.
How about I text him and tell him what it is?
No, not now. Not now.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's also we're pushing 2 hours. I don't know how much longer I want to do it, but I mean I'm having a good time.
Me too.
But yeah, what else?
I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush.
What else is up in the chat?
Oh, Jack, I remember what my question is. It came back to me. It actually came back to me. What do you think are my most boomer-esque traits? I know what I think your
The way
most
you
boomer-esque trait.
can naturally just talk to people. It's pretty boomerish. I feel like you're asking because you know what yours are and you just want me to fucking.
No, I don't. Actually, I don't. I know what yours are.
Dang it! I keep going the wrong way. The camera's over here. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say that's the one.
Okay, that's a nice one. Thank you. I think it's the way that you gesticulate. You talk with your hands and with your eyebrows. I'm very much, I think, the same way. That's why I think that we enjoy talking to each other because it becomes very cartoonish very quickly. Same with all of our buddies. This is a trait that animators tend to have in common. Even the shy ones, you can bring it out of them. It's very sweet. Slay queen. Question for both. Sci-fi, Star Wars, Doom, Metroid, etc., or fantasy, Lord of the Rings, Zelda, D&D, etc. Ooh, kinda oversimplifying things, mate. Putting Star Wars in there, mate. Right thing, fucking Doom, fucking Metroid, right? Putting Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings. Right there next to Zelda. D&D, which could be anything.
Wait,
It's
I'm
a set
sorry.
of rules.
What was there a question?
It's a set of rules, isn't it? Sci-fi or fantasy. No, what I'm saying is perhaps
sci-fi.
it's too strict of a categorization. Perhaps that's too strict of a categorization. That's my opinion.
Sci-fi. Next stupid question.
I think I'm straight down the middle. I think I like a little bit of both in both. I like a little bit of both in my both.
This is a child-friendly stream here. You can't talk like that. Please come back. He's gone. Time of death, January 6th.
19 years ago tonight. Heck, maybe right about this time. It was the worst night of my life. I was 9 years old, almost 10. I was driving home from Grapevine. No, I need to get into this.
You're doing like a Steven Seagal kind of thing. I don't. Like, hey, I don't know if you noticed.
Man, listen, I don't like to say this about a man. He's a fucked up little freak.
He is a fucked up little freak. And I love him.
Let me just say I am glad he exists on this earth.
He definitely adds a certain flavor.
People will look back, like, in the future, they'll be like, LMAO, I can't believe this guy existed. He'll be someone's Wikipedia find of the week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love Dune. The end. Yeah.
I do love Zelda. But I always think, I know Lord of the Rings kind of like provided a lot of the template for high fantasy, but like there's some Lord of the Rings and everything, but like Lord of the Rings is really it's its own thing to me. Like it's not really high fantasy. It's something very like organic feeling. Very kind of like low.
Yeah. To me, the kind of fantasy that.
Jack Josh, thank you.
Oh,
thank you. That's so nice of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And thank you for the animal foot pick. If Jack Josh, you are indeed a furry, that counts as a foot pick, and that's really generous of you.
Wait, what? Huh?
Don't worry about it, Jack.
Okay.
$2 does get you a foot pick from me, so look forward to that in your inbox.
Like where you live, it'll be in the mail.
Yeah, it will be in the mail.
If you live with your parents,
We know a guy.
You should prepare.
We know a guy. We know a guy.
We all know a guy.
PLA is asking if they can borrow $2. I'm sorry, my friend, that's not how it works, but we thank you for the donation. Mr. Gatto, great question. Jack, I was just asking this, Jack, yesterday. What brushes do you use?
You can screenshot them for all to see. I mainly use Koski Brush Pen 11, Topinski, Yasinski, you know, you see them all here. That's pretty much it. And then I have another pack for halftones. Whoop. You know, when I want to do stuff. But yeah. That's it, that's all.
PLA, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I never
So
know what to
sweet,
do. I never know what to do for my birthday.
Yeah. This ain't a bad way to spend it, buddy.
Oh, it's bad. He's terrible. It's fucking.
This is about as low as I've ever gone, if I'm being honest.
I used to be somebody.
This portrait is so aggressive. It's like not really accurate at all, but it's the gist. It looks like
the one I
casted some like ripped guy as me and put him in a wig.
Like if someone took a potato and did something to it. It's terrible. What am I looking at? Anyway.
You're getting requests to draw Postal Dude. Multiple requests.
You're talking about the guy from Postal. I've never actually played the games Postal. I'm sorry. I know. It probably shocks you because I come from that era. I never played them. I don't know what I'd be drawing.
Hey, look, I've never played Earthbound, and it looks like Earthbound's my whole personality.
True.
Sorry. Not feeling shame is my superpower. Not feeling shame is my superpower. It's not true. I mean, if it's a superpower, I had to earn it Batman style. You feeling shame used to be my whole deal, but now it's not. That's not.
It's a mess.
Yes!
I love the way they draw fingers and Ed, Edd and Eddy. It's so satisfying. It's like,
You feel like they've had acid poured on them? You know what's fucked up?
Just like the fluidity of it. What?
You know what's fucked up? That we ever throw soda cans in recycling. Where you can go to the supermarket where you bought them, put them in that little recycling bin, and get 5 cents per can. You can use that change for laundry. You can put it towards the next batch of soda cans you get. I mean, it's just money you're throwing away if you just recycle it.
Yeah, I wonder how much I'd get if I made my Patreon like 5 cents or something. There's
and Josh, no judgment, buddy. I don't mean to be that guy who's like some of my best friends are this group of people, but some of my best friends are furries. Nothing but respect for that community.
I like whatever the hell this thing is.
It looks like a finger mutant that fell off. It looks like a hand that fell off of a larger mutant and then grew the body.
And he's just watching you
Oh,
shoplift.
I don't think we want to hear me singing happy birthday to Jack.
Please no. It's what I ever do to you. What I ever do?
No, I'm just saying, I don't think that the internet wants to hear that.
What did I ever do, Tom? Yeah, I like this guy. He's watching you shoplift.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, the coffee pot.
Thank you.
You'll
so
need to head
much.
out now. It's getting to 2 a.m. now. Lots of good vibes from Scotland. Good night.
I showed Raquel.
EBM says, "Hey, happy birthday to you, Bro Jack. It is your birthday. I love your content. And my favorite video of yours is Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, and MF Doom crossover. Godspeed, Doom."
Thank you.
Thanks, EBM.
Thank you so much. Mutagen Man. Who's Mutagen Man? I don't know who Mutagen Man is.
Don't get it.
I don't get it.
Don't get it.
I don't get it. Mutagen Man.
I hope everyone in this chat has watched Limmy's show, because that's basically the basis for my friendship with Jack.
True.
I think that's really where we started bonding, was our love for, like, discovering new sketches from Limmy's show that neither of us had seen, and, like, calling one another over to our workstations, and losing so much fucking precious time.
Mm-hmm.
Down to the wire on animations, and still taking 35-minute breaks to play Smash Bros. And watch Limmy's show, and that's what I got out of college. That's what I got out of art school, but like, I could have had it at community college while developing my art skills myself independently, you know?
Here's my attempt at Limmy from memory.
Limmy, yeah, it's pretty good. The brown trench coat. It's not even a trench coat. It's just like a simple overcoat.
What if I started doing this? And I started doing this? It'd be pretty annoying, wouldn't it? So good.
Well, if you got knocked down by an ambulance, that'd be funny, wouldn't it?
It'd be fine.
That's not. Limmy. The difference between me and Jack is that Jack, despite those 35-minute Smash Brothers and Limmy show breaks, finished his work on time. I did not. Time management, folks, is one of the three most important skills in animation.
I really hates it.
The other two are smoking weed every day. Hey, smoke weed every day.
Any new questions?
Yeah, any new questions? I'm looking. Oh, you got Ozone wishing you a happy birthday, and they hope that you got 23 quarters in your pocket. That would equal, I can't do math, but that would be, like, what, like 5-ish bucks? 5 bucks?
Yeah. Yeah.
what was your first animation? Great question.
It is. Technically, it was probably something in drawing for animators, you know, just like a cube or stick figure or something. You know. But then I guess
Is that it?
I don't know. I mean, you were there. Like, I guess the only other thing I did was that Annie won final.
Wait, that was your first. Wait, you'd never done like a flipbook animation or anything like that?
Oh, I mean, not really. No.
Wow. Okay. I come to think of it, I can't remember if I had any actual animations in my college application.
Well,
I
applied with like an illustration portfolio first because that's what I thought I was gonna do.
Which of these? How do you animate? That is a very straightforward and very good question. How does one animate? Jack, you want to go?
Well, I actually was planning on doing a video about this called Animation as a Last Resort, which is kind of what I do. Don't look! We're gonna pause the video and see everything. Where is... Okay, so for like the Jimi Hendrix thing...
So Jack's answering this question very literally. How does he personally animate?
Yeah. I will figure out what assets I need. Ooh, I'm missing a frame. So I try to draw new frames as little as possible. I try to milk as much as I can by just like altering, skewing, shifting like the existing drawings. So like this was two drawings. This was this drawing and it was that drawing. But this drawing comes from this first drawing. And all I did was I took the distort tool and I went like that to make him like feel like he's coming like at you. And then I shifted little parts like with the hair, so there's that like, you know, movement of the hair that like follows the movement of the main body, or like the tassels on his jacket, or the guitar strings just kind of flowing. And what you get is this like and then, you know, if I need different mouths, I'll just draw different mouth shapes. But all you really need is like 2 for opening, 2 for going ooh, and then 2 for going like e. And you can like milk like and like a closed mouth, and you can get like everything out of that. And so it's like you make all the noises. And that was one of the last. That was just a drawing because I didn't want to draw him all over again. I just took this drawing and I just changed his face a little. But yeah, how do you animate? You animate economically, and you have as much fun as you can doing it. Because to me, it's like I like starting an animation when I have an ending in sight. Because if I don't, most of the time, unless it's like a music video I really like and I want to like commit to it, I want to know that I could finish it in time, and then I can like post it, and then I can move on to the next thing and have another one in the bag, and like I don't know, that's just how I tend to work. But yeah, like how do I literally animate? Like Robert Valley is one of my favorite animation inspirations. He too is a comic artist first, animator second. So what I'm doing here is very much what he does. If you just look up Robert Valley, massive swerve animations or whatever, he did a lot of the music videos for Gorillaz. He did a lot of stuff for like Rock Band, Guitar Hero. He's an amazing caricature artist. He did some stuff for like Love, Death, and Robots. But for his own personal work is that he takes like his frames and he'll just like warp them until he has to draw a new frame, and he'll only draw a new frame when he has to. And so that's how I animate for a lot of my own personal stuff. But if I'm on a bigger project, then it's like, yeah, you try to animate more fluidly. But I draw first. Like I want a stronger drawing than I want a stronger fluid animation for me personally. Yeah. We're going back.
The end. My answer to that is, how do you animate? Well, first practical answer. In this day and age, it depends on what you have access to. If you have access to a smartphone with a camera and pencil and paper, then you can animate. There are apps you can download for your phone that, with the right setup, it would take a little finagling, but you could set up a camera and learn how to animate the old-fashioned way on pen and paper with very little special equipment. Or you could much more conveniently animate on a tablet or like an iPad, which is very common, or on like a drawing tablet that you can connect to your PC. And there are programs on for both PC and for iPad that you can animate on. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. And then in terms of how does one begin to animate? Well, animation is two things: it's timing and motion. It's those things before it's the drawings. Being a good animator does not necessarily mean being a good drawer. Many great animators are great at drawing, but Jackie is great at drawing. I think I'm slightly better at drawing than I am at animating, which is why I prefer drawing myself. Yeah, it is just timing and motion. So once you start creating sequential images, for example, a ball bouncing up and down, once you figure out how to nail a simple motion and simple shape like that, you're pretty much in business. So yeah, figure out what hardware you have and then go from there.
Or else.
Favorite type of animation? I feel like we kind of covered that a little. Jack kind of covered that a little bit. Do you have anything you want to add to that, Jack? Like favorite type of animation? Frozone asks.
Grit off model. Hate on model shit. If it's something to be aspired to, it could be amazing. Like the way that Miyazaki can do on model stuff, that's great. But what I really want is I want life. I don't want Family Guy. That's what I want. I don't want, like, later seasons with bone animation of certain shows. Like, I don't think SpongeBob does it. I think it still does it by hand. But, like, the way that season 1 of SpongeBob has such a dynamic, like, you really feel like someone's just, like, so loose and having fun. And the camera angles, like, that's what, like, give me that grit. That's my favorite kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want it weird. I want it like I shouldn't be like watching it. Like I just discovered it for myself. It's like Eon Flux or the Max, where it's just like this stuff is like it's on American television and they don't show you it. You have to find it. You have to like you'll never see it. Just sucks. It's just because that's what the future of animation should be. Like Eon Flux is what animation, like not just strictly that style, but like it's just that's what animation should be in my brain.
Animation to me is this is corny as hell, but it's like the giving of life. It's like it doesn't matter how many frames you do it in. It's what kind of liveliness are you conveying. Some people can do it as few as 2 frames, or in the case of many great cartoons, like one frame, like SpongeBob close up,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I either like. That's what I am. I am completely like a metronome. Like I'm on both sides of that spectrum. I like either the dynamic weird shit or the stuff that is so stiff that it's like brilliant. Like that's also what I like. Like I don't mean like Family Guy or Bob's Burgers on model stiffness. I mean like as long as it's like I can tell that there were different drawings put into it. Like when I watched like Space Ghost or like Johnny Quest, like stuff from like the 60s where it's like really rigid, or like Venture Bros. It's like yes, there's an on modelness, but there's still an explosion of life in the animation, even though they are stiff. You know, in that way, the camera angles are dynamic. It feels cinematic. You can do a lot more with it. And then I like the Eon Flux or like anime level, like crazy shit. It's the middle of the road that I kind of hate, like in a weird way. Like I like it's just, yeah, like what adult animation has kind of become on TV. American adult animation on TV. Like, why is it just? It has to be a sitcom. It has to be so fucking stupid. Like, I don't know. It's demoralizing to me because it's just. You go on YouTube, you find so many amazing things that make you laugh more than, you know, any episode of fucking, like, you know, Solar Opposites or whatever. Like, not to shit on the, like, a lot of talented and amazing people work on these shows, and like I've been in the machine, and I'm probably, I hope. I don't know, like, I might be risking my future employment if someone sees this and thinks I just shit talk, you know, other stuff, but, you know, if I potentially get hired on a sick project for, like, Adult Swim again or something, but that is how I feel. It's honestly how I feel. It's like, we should be having a lot cooler shit, and now with Netflix and other stuff does come through the cracks, and we do get amazing things every now and again.
Yeah, but they're also, they're totally gutting their...
Yeah.
The resources for those so many of those creative projects. So like the ones we're seeing now, they're still funding cool shit.
Yeah.
They're still publishing cool shit, but it's not as much as they were initially going to, and that sucks.
Yeah. Absolutely. What's new in the chat?
Okay, someone's spamming, so I'm gonna put this person in timeout
What are they spamming?
for 24 hours. Timeout.
What are they spamming? Lord Vader.
They were demanding to be a mod, but to the best of my knowledge, everyone here has been quite agreeable this evening. If anything, I've been the rowdy one. I'm going to treat myself to a little bit of character animation. I've been inspired by this conversation.
Wonderful.
And I'm going to draw one of my original characters, and then I'm going to draw them in motion. And that will be, I think, a really exciting new feeling that I've never felt before.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Jack.
Sure.
Kindly did soil it. They at first seemed well intentioned. However, quickly their true colors were revealed for all to see. Under the light of God's golden beams. Israel Munoz says, "Hey man, love your drawing always."
Thank you.
I believe the same individual had a pretty cool question earlier that I meant to circle back to, so thank you for reminding me. If you wanted to ask that question again, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, if we don't see your questions, sorry, it just gets buried in the feed. You can ask it again, and you know, hopefully we can.
Yeah.
You know, don't
I'm
feel
doing my
shy.
best to be present. But there are a few that are slipping through the cracks. Someone did ask earlier, I think this may have been the same person, what did you get for Christmas, Jack?
I got some money, which has served
Nice.
me. It just all goes towards, you know, living. But that's great, and that's wonderful, and that's a blessing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's really it. All I really want for my birthday is really just to get more subs and views, and if I could get people on the Patreon, only if they can afford it and are willing, that'd be amazing.
And I'm hoping for the same things, because my whole thing is success
Yeah.
based off of Jack's success. You know, I'm just riding his coattails.
Well, it is like I've thought about it, but it is true. It's like a lot of people. What?
No, this is like how you frame that.
It's so funny. It's like no, I mean, well, with wealth, it is like I don't know. I think it's not about vilifying wealth. It's like if your cup floweth over, you can then make the stuff you want to make and give more opportunities to people you know. So it's like I don't know. It's like sometimes I hear a lot of people talk about how it's like it's evil to like pursue money. It's like well, but you're gonna need money because sadly the world isn't changed enough to where you can't live without it. But
Yeah, I used to protest by being broke. I'm still broke, but I'm not doing it out of protest anymore.
yeah, this is now.
It's just that I have bad financial habits. It's because I have bad financial habits. But I would rather fight the system while being able to provide for myself within that awful system. That's one of the ways that it gets us. It sucks.
Absolutely.
But you're a victim because you have to play the game. And to play the game, you gotta actually participate. Fucking sucks.
Absolutely.
But within reason, as long as it doesn't totally compromise your soul, absolutely. Like, I think a just person can sacrifice a little bit of themselves to provide for their loved ones, and I wouldn't judge them too much for it. To a certain degree.
Yeah.
You'll never catch me being like, oh, well, they just, they were just doing their civic duty when they, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. Oh, Chadley's back.
Hi, Charlie.
That's really cool how they did that. I'm gonna remove you.
Sorry, bud.
And
New.
you see, I'm a little bit of a,
Does this mean I've made it if I have people spamming me? Does that mean I'm one of the big ones?
yeah, if they showed up again, they may show up again.
Well, then, we just do what we gotta do.
Do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, it's been a wonderful evening. What else do you have in store for us?
Nothing, this is it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Give me all your money.
Keep the questions coming, folks. Keep the questions coming. Make him earn his $2, his $5.
Yeah.
Pepper him with questions. Feed your curiosity. Have no shame. It is natural to want to know the ones around us. I'm gonna have a honey herb cola lozenge, and I'm treating myself to the ones with sugar in them.
You're mad. This will never stand. Talk to me, chat. We got eyes.
Oh man, that is very sweet. Josh says their equivalent right now is having to play the Visa game. It costs loads of money to apply, then it takes up to 24 weeks, but there's nothing they can do but play by their rules. So true. So true, buddy. We got nothing we can do, we're just pawns in their game. Better to be aware. Better to see the strings, is it not? Buy my golden shovels. Buy my golden shovels. Jack promised to promote them at the end of the stream. If you draw a Trent Raider class from BF1, what's that?
I think Battlefield 1 or Battlefront 1. I don't think I know it. Like, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
This honey herb lozenge is candy. It's basically candy. Wait, I have something I want to animate. And
been looking for an excuse to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh. Thought the stream died for a second.
Whoa! The amount of smooch! What's your favorite color, Jack?
I would say
You won't guess it.
without being a pedant and saying that color, Jack, unfortunately, black is not technically a color.
Mhm.
I think black is a valid answer for favorite color, and I think Jack's favorite color is black.
Maybe so. Green was always my favorite, but I never use it in my art. Not really.
No, you really do. You use very yellow greens.
Yeah, I guess so.
What are the things you like to draw slash find interesting to animate? That's from Christopher James.
I don't know if that's my old buddy Christopher James. I'm not sure it is.
That sounds like an old It sounds like a Beach Boys song or something.
My old buddy. Well, Chris, if that is you, hey man, nice talking to you. Hope you're well out there. My favorite things to animate. I mean, you just look at all my stuff. You know, stupid stuff, memes, music, anything musically inclined, faces, yearning, anger, characters. I think that's everything. That's pretty much it. People in gear. Astronauts. Guess humans. Don't really care about
Skulls.
Skulls. Yeah. Skulls, monkeys. Monkey skulls.
Monkeys, skulls.
Babes.
Not a lot of babes.
Sometimes babes.
Sometimes babes. Usually like out of spite to get like a cheap like or something.
Mm-hmm. Every now and then I draw like a hot anime woman with like huge titties just to remind myself that I could. And I could go down that path and just have a steady living forever.
Yeah, I know. Think about it.
If AI were going to take the jobs of hentai illustrators online,
Oh, sweet
Um,
Christ.
it would have already. But they're still out there and thriving. In the words of Jake Freed, if you're good, you really have nothing to worry about.
I want to Jake Freed. I want to Jake Freed from. Lord knows. Lord knows I want to Jake Freed.
Are these gay astronauts from from an established media property, or are they original?
What I'm drawing?
Yeah.
I'm just drawing. They're very Mobius-esque inspired, I guess. But that's about it.
Do you like Felix the cat? This is a good question. I've never asked this to my friend Jack. Jack, do you like Felix the cat?
Yeah, I mean, I like cartoons of that era, like Fleischer cartoons, stuff like that. I don't actively devote any time to Felix or his works. In fact, I denounce them. No, yeah, I don't know. He can hang.
With no disrespect to the man himself, unfortunately, I have a negative association with Felix the cat.
Oh Lord.
See, while I was always homeschooled, my older siblings were not so fortunate, and in fact, they spent some of their schooling years at a local Catholic elementary school called Holy Family, Holy Name.
Wow.
The principal there was a woman named Miss Felix,
Oh no.
a middle-aged, very charismatic woman who conspicuously lived with her female best friend and her female best friend's husband. I don't know if it was a throuple situation, but there was definitely something going on behind the scenes. Good for them, honestly. But she was kind of a shitty principal. She straight up paid my sister Sarah to be friends with her niece or her godchild. And that kid was kind of a
Wait,
real.
Like paid?
No. She was just like, I mean, you can't take the things I say literally.
I thought we could.
But yeah. So yeah, I remember hanging out with that kid. And she couldn't really hang. She was just kind of always bragging about her stuff. She had a cool tree house. And I was like, man, the principal had to like proposition my sister to be your friend.
Oh,
You're lucky I'm even here.
Yeah.
They live right down at the end of the street. I wonder what they're up to now.
They're probably watching this and weeping. You just badmouth them.
Mountain Frost says, yo, happy birthday, man. I discovered your channel through the MF Doom. Don't hug me, I'm scared. Love your work, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, also Wrinkles.
Happy birthday, dear Jack. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Pico passed away shortly after.
Wrinkles are another thing I love animating because no one animates them. And people have wrinkles.
It's
People
such a
have
great way
wrinkles.
to add texture.
Yeah, like they have wrinkles at like
People
fucking
forget-
17. Like, you know, like these people I knew. I'm sick of this whole youth obsessed culture. That's my boomer. That's
It's a
another
great
very
thing.
boomer thing. Oh, that's another
Yeah,
huge
that's
boomer
like
thing
this
in
is
me.
how Jack and I communicate. It's just like through boomer. Like we're like two
Yeah,
old men sitting outside at Dunkin' Donuts, even though it's winter,
absolutely.
and like with their like iced coffees, just like our hands in our like tracksuit pockets or like our Carhartt pockets, just like drinking like from little styrofoam cups, just talking about shooting the shit,
Mhm.
seeming like they're kind of arguing, but you always see them together.
Yeah,
That's us.
that's us, and we rule. Well. Nearly been 2.5 hours. We've completed a
buddy.
film. Completed a film. What should we go out on? What should I draw?
Go out on.
What should I draw? I don't know what to draw. Try to draw a monkey without lifting the pencil. Whoa.
Draw Norman Reedus.
Geometric monkey. Norman Reedus. What are you talking about? I don't want to draw Norman Reedus. That's such an annoyingly specific
Hey,
request.
fuck you. Hey, fuck you. Fuck you. You asked for a request, I gave you one. You didn't have to shut me down like that.
Yes.
Not in front of all your friends.
It's my
okay?
birthday.
I'm here trying to make a good impression.
It's my birthday.
You know it's hard for me to make friends. Hey, you know what's been hard for me to make friends since I had to move out? Since my partner walked out on me. Since I had to go to the hospital. I had to move out of Boston, and it's been hard for me to socialize. And now you're doing this. And now you're doing this, you're embarrassing me in front of all your friends. Okay, let's see how it goes. You just had to shut me down. You don't want to join Norman Reedus? That's fine. You don't want to join Norman Reedus? That's fine. That's fine. Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at
I
that.
drew
And
geometric Sonic. The end.
Did you play Death Stranding?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I really dug it. I dug most of it. I dug a lot of it. I think the story was so fucking convoluted and typical Kojima, but he gets a pass because he's Kojima. But actually playing the game, I really enjoyed the message of it and the, you know,
Sure.
like the
Whatever.
game, you know,
Sure. Whatever that message was.
whatever it was.
I'm not saying it didn't have one. I'm just saying I'm not smart enough to have comprehended it.
Well, I
Or
mean,
maybe
I guess
I'm just not.
I guess the connectivity, like, you know, like despite everything, we still yearn for. I mean, it's not a very articulated well message, but I think the philosophy coming from the rope and not the gun, like as Kojima put it, I thought was a really interesting way to make a game. Where it's not a game that prioritizes killing, it's all about like connectivity and like how the online feature, like how you can help another player who you never meet, like that kind of postal service kind of thing that I love. Thought that was cool. But yeah.
You know, I just realized is that your bank account is really just your HP bar, huh? Like that's really just it.
Maybe.
That's yeah. Yeah. Because I just realized when I like lose money, I feel like I've like physically taken a hit. Oh, Jay, that's very sweet. Happy birthday, big man. You're a huge inspiration of mine. That's really sweet.
What happened? Why, you're not gonna tell me?
No, that's what they said.
What? Oh. I thought you were saying Jay's
said happy
inspiration
birthday.
of yours. Thank you, Jay.
No.
That is sweet.
Week of Z says, yo, what's good? We're drawing Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Eggnog.
Israel Munoz once again asks for the Century class from Battlefield 1.
It's not my forte, I'm sorry. But I appreciate the tenacity.
That's the thing that happens, Jay, when you put yourself out there, when you're earnest and you reach out your hand and you don't have an ulterior motive and you just wish someone well, you get noticed. You get noticed, and that's how you make connections. And that's how, you know, it's not all about ulterior motives and transactional relationships. It's just like that's what connections really are. It's just like actual connections with people. Never be surprised you're noticed. Assume that you are.
Oh,
Take it from someone who's a little self-absorbed.
just a little.
Jack's humble for the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Jack lays so much pipe. Holy shit.
Running out of steam, fellas. All right, how do I wrap this up? What do I draw? I'll draw a thank you. I'll draw a nice, you know,
People asking for links to my stuff. Haha. I would not mind a follow or two. It's Kiko B Bell at Instagram. And I guess I'm still on Twitter. And yes, I still call it Twitter. Oh, I can put it in the chat.
Abusing your
I
mod
forgot.
status. Well, everyone, I think I'm going to call it for now. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay, you write my Instagram on the page. It's not posting properly.
Well, too bad. It's my party, and you can cry if I want to. Anyway.
But I helped.
You did, and you will get paid in exposure and nothing else. Anyway. Thanks, everyone. Plan to do more of these this year and make more content and shit like... Ah, fuck, no, I don't want to make content. I want to make shit I want to make. But you know what I mean. Anyway. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. And, you know, Yen, really appreciate... I hate begging for it, asking for it, but, you know, if you like the video, comment, share it. If not this video, I mean, my other more popular ones, but just anything that, you know, keeps my channel growing so that I can eventually continue to make more stuff, because my dream is to do this full time. And, yeah, thank you so much. Alright, say bye, Kiko.
Goodbye. That's Kiko B Bell on Instagram. Since, and yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Alright, bye.